Hey guys, welcome to Terraria with Yak. This is the melee guide for the mechanical twins on death mode, master mode. So starting off the weapons here, you want to obtain the Storm Saber and optionally the Axe of Purity. They're two great weapons, although the Storm Saber is much more reliable here. Since there's lots of this boss moves around a lot and you have to be constantly moving, and the Storm Saber has homing projectiles to help you out. There are some situations with the Axe of Purity where you can get the piercing value, but it's not really as useful in my opinion. Now you'll notice I have switched to the Palladium armor over the Mollusk armor, and that's because the Mollusk armor gives you decreased movement speed. And that is a big downside of this fight. I tried fighting it first with the Mollusk armor and it really just wasn't working out because the slowness that you get really costs you in a lot of situations. And the Palladium armor, even with the decreased armor that you get from the Palladium over Mollusk, you still the movement allows you to dodge a lot of attacks that you would not have with the Mollusk armor. But I think it could still be doable with the Mollusk armor. But that's something to know there. Or Cobalt armor, but I think Palladium armor is much better. Speaking of the advanced movement for this boss does require a lot of movement, like I said, because the boss simply, there's a lot of moving parts. Both Spasmatism, which is the green eye, and the Retinazer, which is the red eye, they move a lot and they shoot a lot of projectiles each. The Retinazer starts off as a ranged boss and Spaz starts off as a more melee boss, but they both become more like their counterparts as the fight progresses. This fight actually has 3 stages. At stage 2, around 69% for each eye, they will switch to the mechanical version of themselves and they will deal a lot more damage and be a little bit more aggressive, although it's mostly the same pattern. And then around 20%, I think it is, the eye will transform into its 3rd stage where it will add new attacks. Retinazer starts dashing at you and releases, you can see on screen there, red spears that will home in on you pretty aggressively. And Spasmatism starts shooting purple fireballs at you that also home very aggressively and will repeatedly dash at you over and over again on the 3rd stage. For most of the fight, you can actually use the same pattern of movement. You can pretty much just kind of fly in a circle up and around the boss and then fly back down below and just keep repeating it in a circle. You'll dodge most of the projectiles, especially for Retinazer. You know, he'll constantly be shooting lasers at you, and it's really just beneficial if you keep going in a circle, because then the Spasmatism won't be able to hit you either, because then his dashes will be behind you. You know, he'll dash. If you're going up to the right, he'll dash up and to the right, but then once you turn left, he'll be stuck way out there, you know. So try to keep it in a circle pattern like I do in this video. See, even right here, I've got the circle pattern for even the final stage of Spasmatism. And overall, this fight is very easy. You can technically fight the mech bosses in any order you want, whether that be the Destroyer or Prime. But I think the twins are by far the easiest to beat at first, so I am going to be fighting them first here, and I will be using the upgraded gear for the next boss, because I think they are much harder for the average player. You're going to want to stick to the list that I am following here, which is the boss checklist mod, which puts the twins first, so that makes sense. They are the easiest. But anyways, I thank you guys for watching. Have a good day, everyone.